Hey there everyone, it's Jenna. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about some of my favorite go-to holiday decorating tips and ideas that I love to implement in my own space. So I'm going to kind of break them down and talk about the things that you can do that are super simple, but they'll really help to elevate your space and give it that designer feel. And the best part is that a lot of these tips are super budget friendly, so they're really easy to implement throughout your space, and a lot of them work with decor that you already have. So should be a fun video full of lots of holiday decorating inspiration. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the first tip that I have for you guys is to utilize ornaments in other ways than just hanging them on the tree. And if you've watched any of my holiday videos, you guys know that one of my favorite ways to decorate with ornaments is just to use them as a simple bowl filler. And this is perfect for adding a festive feel on a coffee table, somewhere like a bench, or maybe even a shelf. It's also really fun if you like a certain ornament out while you're shopping, but you don't want to commit to having to buy 10 of them to cover your tree with them. You can just buy 3 to 4 depending on the size, and just place them in a little bowl with some greenery stems to give your space a more designer and elevated feel. Another thing that I love to do with ornaments is to place them along a garland, somewhere like on a tablescape or maybe along a console table. This just helps to add some extra visual interest and can help solidify a color scheme within your decorating. So garland by itself is really rustic and simple, but just by placing a couple of ornaments along the garland, it can really help to elevate your space and make a statement for the holidays. Okay, so a really budget-friendly and effortless way to spruce up your styling around the holidays is just to simply incorporate some greenery clippings into your decorating. And this is literally free if you walk into your backyard or a neighboring forest and just take a couple of little clippings from some beautiful evergreen trees or plants. These are great for accessorizing small spaces and just adding a festive garnish. I've done this on my cutting boards in the kitchen just to make my year-round decor feel a little bit more cheery and festive. I've also used it in mini vases on a nightstand. And another great way to utilize evergreen clippings is just to tie a little stem with some twine to save yourself some money on holiday napkin rings. And there's just something about fresh greenery that will really impress your guests, and it gives a space a more professionally styled feel. So super simple and free. You can pick the greenery that goes with your space, and it's just fun to take a couple of clippings and incorporate them into your space for a more elevated look and feel. Okay, so this next tip is probably like my all-time favorite go-to tip for decorating for the holidays, and it's to utilize the scrap fabric section to make beautiful holiday accents, things like bows and table runners. I have already talked about this so many times on my channel before, but the Walmart scrap fabric section has so many different types of affordable scrap fabric, and you usually get several yards for just a couple of dollars. So what I like to do is keep an eye out for fabric that matches my holiday decor color palette and is made out of a chiffon-like material. I'll get other fabric types, but the chiffon fabrics look the most elegant in my personal opinion, so I always kind of gravitate towards those. And what I'll do is I'll cut the fabric into strips about 1.5 feet wide, and then I'll use these to make large bows to decorate my house with. And these are perfect to put on places like curtain rods or on wreaths, on mirrors, or along a garland, anywhere really that you feel like putting a bow. And this is such an easy hack, and it really helps to elevate your space and give it that expensive designer feel for just a couple of dollars. And not only is the fabric super affordable, but you can reuse them year after year in a bunch of different ways. I've also used this scrap fabric as a table runner as well. I like to run them along things like dressers or console tables just to help dress them up a bit and make them feel a little bit fancier for the holidays and provide a subtle pop of texture as a base for my holiday styling. Okay, so a lot of times we just think about utilizing wreaths on our doorways, and this can be super beautiful and impactful, especially in an entryway, but I think that we forget sometimes that you can use wreaths in so many different ways to really help dress up your space and give it a more professionally styled feel. You can hang wreaths on places like upper kitchen cabinets to add a festive pop of holiday greenery to your kitchen space. You can also hang them on places like windows, blanket ladders, curtain rods, or even artwork just to help break up a room and add a touch of that cozy evergreen foliage to your space. And once you start thinking out of the box with wreaths, it can be really fun and just a super easy way to decorate a blank corner of a space that might need a little bit of something extra for the holidays. So I personally always find that I have wreaths left over when I'm decorating, and a lot of times I'll be like, oh, that window there is bare, so I just put it on a window, and it really does help to dress up my space. And the holidays is one of those times where you really can't go overboard. Like, the more greenery, the better, in my opinion. So next time you're hanging your wreaths, don't think just about your doors, and think about maybe what other surfaces they'd look good on in your space. Okay, so another fun tip that I have for you guys is to incorporate florals and other seasonal stems into your holiday greenery. And I feel like this is something that not a lot of people think of, because when you think of florals, you kind of think of the spring or summertime, but this has become a little bit of a trend. And actually last year I used a bunch of mauve and burgundy stems to make an asymmetrical arrangement on my holiday garland on my mantle, and it really gave my decorating that wow factor that I was looking for. And it's really fun to add a pop of color and texture in a way that's almost unexpected, and it gives your space a really unique, professionally styled look. And actually this year when I was flipping through my Arhaus holiday catalog, I noticed that they incorporated a lot of florals into their mantelscapes and tablescapes, and I'm just a big fan of this because it can be a fun way to use some of your spring or fall stems in a fresh, new, creative way. And if you feel like you have zero flower arranging skills, I actually have several videos where I break down my process of arranging flowers from start to finish in a variety of different projects, from easy beginner-friendly arrangements to larger and more advanced arrangements. And really, it's just about standing back every couple of minutes, looking at the balance of the whole structure, and then just having fun with it. But if arrangements still intimidate you, an easy and foolproof way to implement florals into your holiday greenery is just to mix a couple of simple stems in with holiday greenery in a vase, just to add a little bit of interest and a pop of color. Okay, so something that I do every single year when I'm decorating for the holidays is I incorporate brass accents into my space. There is nothing that looks better next to greenery, in my opinion, than gold or brass decor pieces. You can use things like gold bell garland. I actually have some that I found at Hobby Lobby for just a couple of dollars, and I use it on my tree every single year. And to give mine that vintagey antique look, I just gave them a simple acrylic paint wash just for that pretty faux patina that looks really collected and timeless. And you can also find beautiful pre-made vintage bell clusters to hang on things like wreaths or garland, and the brass just helps to add a subtle warmth to your space, and it's such a classic and timeless material, which is perfect for the holidays. Okay, so when it comes to decorating the base of your Christmas tree, there are a bunch of different options. For the last couple of years, I've actually been using a giant basket that I found at the thrift store for $20, and I just love how that really helps to elevate my tree and hide the base. But if you want a more simple option using things that you might already have, a tip of mine is just to use a blanket that you already have and wrap it around the base of the tree to make it look like a tree skirt. But this can be a great way to utilize what you already have if maybe you're just starting out investing in your Christmas decorations, or you want to put up a second tree in somewhere like a bedroom or a second living room. Okay, so another super easy and affordable trick is just to wrap a simple chiffon ribbon around decor pieces that you already have out to give your space a more festive and fancy feel for the holidays. This is so effortless because you can get this really elegant looking frayed chiffon ribbon on Amazon in a bunch of different colors, and then you can just tie it around things like a utensil crock. You could tie it around the necks of your vases. It makes for a great garnish on a wreath, or just to tie a cute little bow on your stockings. You could tie it around the base of a lamp. I only bought one pack of this ribbon a long time ago, and it's really gone a long way. And because it's made out of that gorgeous chiffon material, I just reuse it year after year. It doesn't wrinkle or anything, and I just love the frayed detail on it and how it adds such an elegant touch to my decorating. You could also use it to tie little bows on your Christmas tree to tie in the color that goes with your holiday theme. So it's really versatile and helps to elevate your space for a super affordable price. Okay, so my next tip is to invest in those really simple figural accent pieces that you can pop next to decor that you already have to give your space a more festive feel in a very budget-friendly way. For example, things like seasonal candles work really great for this. They're perfect pieces to pop on your shelves without having to swap out much decor. You can also add mini wreaths as decorative foliage, or attach them to your dining chairs or bar stools for a more festive feel. So these are super cheap. You can get them at Hobby Lobby for just a couple of dollars, but they really help to enhance the decor that you already have. And for me, I love to make my space feel festive for the holidays, but I also like to blend it in with the decor that I already have. And it's these figural pieces that are super versatile and can easily transform the look of your pre-existing decor for the holiday season. Okay, so another tip that I have to keep in mind when you're doing your holiday decorating is to use greenery with pine cones in it. And this one might be more of a personal opinion because I just love the rustic woodsy look that pine cones can instantly add to your greenery. And whether it's an evergreen garland with some pine cones strung through it or some stems that have little pine cones attached to them, I think that you should always try to have some pine cone enhanced greenery because it really does just help to add such a gorgeous natural texture, and it helps to relate your decor back to nature, which just gives off that cozy woodsy feeling, which is perfect for the holidays. And as I said in my last video, a lot of times the pine cones that are attached to the greenery are actually real, so it kind of tricks your eye into thinking that the whole piece of greenery is real. It's kind of like an optical illusion. When your brain sees something that is realistic, it kind of groups the whole thing into that category. So it's a nice little trick to help your greenery seem a little bit more realistic as well. All right, everyone, that about wraps up this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed hearing some of my tried and true holiday decorating tips and ideas. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help to support my channel, and make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss any of my future holiday decorating content. And I just want to thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful and fabulous week, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!